I have been relentlessly attacked, okay, by the clients, all right? Ethan recycles a whole bunch of stuff from a Ryan Beard video plus other things. There's a whole bunch of like random statements that people make about me and about things that I've done, 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. And I figure I could probably just address some of these while going through the Ethan video, because why the fuck not? People wanted me to watch the Ryan Beard video anyway, so it kind of works, I guess, as a opportunity to do that as well. This is basically for my fans, and believe it or not, somehow, I guess, I'm sorry for Ethan and Elo, but apparently I do have a decent number of crossover fans from H3H3 and from my universe, so this is for them as well, I guess, because it's kind of nice, I guess. A lot of H3 fans have reached out to me and like apologized, which I think is kind of cute, but I'm sure there are just as many also calling me a pedophile, which is also cute, so yeah. I'm not really, I don't think at this point, just because of how hard Ethan has kind of gone in on this, I don't really expect to change his mind. I don't really expect to change the audience's mind. Ethan kind of has a history of deciding to like go nuclear on certain content creators because he's convinced of some weird sexual thing. He brought on that one girl for Noah Samson's stream to reveal, was it ultimately that like he cheated on her while they were dating, so it was kind of like assault because she could have gotten an STD. It was some stupid thing. He did it with Abba and Preach, where he's like, these guys are secret red pill content creators. He brought on the one girl relating to the Fresh and Fit guys, trying to accuse Myron of like sexual assault when even the girl didn't want to go that far. And Ethan was like, would you say he assaulted you? She's like, no. So I don't really expect him to ever change his position on this, or for the H3H3 audience in general. But like I said, I figure I can address my audience and I can address any crossover fans, because why the not? There are a million things that are happening right now in the world, obviously relating to the Trump stuff, relating to insane Hassan stuff, just in politics in general. I've said this a lot to my community. I'll say it again. I kind of wanted to not be in the whole drama fest slinging field of whatever this kind of drama is, but I guess I'm destined to be pulled back in. Okay, I guess like when John Wick's dog is killed, you're always coming back to this fucking world. So here I am. I will say as a reminder, the only reason why this back and forth is happening right now is because Hassan and all of the other crazy obsessive communities around him like desperately want to make anything that they can about any random personal smears, as opposed to actually talking substantively about literally any issue ever. But hey, you know what? If that's what we want to do, then fuck it, why not? Not to say that people should be able to freely rape people or murder people or whatever else. I mean, obviously it's not good, but I don't know if me and Ethan are now going to be locked in a 2-month snark fest where both of us just play each other's greatest hits on repeat over and over again. If that's what Ethan wants to do, though, I mean, I've had people do this to me for years, so we can do it for more, I guess, if we want. I will say that the inciting incident, because nobody actually seems to give a fuck, which is fine, I understand, I'm a guy, so revenge porn and all that is epic and hilarious. But the only reason a lot of this stuff is even in the public conscious is because of a guy who in 2024 decided to dump like 25 plus explicit videos of me on the internet. A few of these contained other people. The majority of these, I think like 20 of them, were literally just pictures of me stroking it. So thank you for that. I'm glad that the entire internet can enjoy that. I love to share myself with all of my wonderful fans and anti-fans. Thank you so much. I would say that in general, the reason why I'm usually reluctant to address stuff like this when the Ryan Beard video came out is I don't like the concept of relitigating every single bad thing that's ever happened in my life, which is basically what happens is anytime somebody runs out of content or they want to fight with me or I say something politically that pisses them off or I, basically just point out like, oh, I think this opinion is dumb or whatever, people break the in case Destiny destroys you in a debate, break glass here, and then pulls out, what about 14 years ago? What about in 2012? What about in 2013? It's like, okay, I don't know what the you want me to say about this, or how many times I need to say something about this. I do think it's a little bit funny because I think Ethan actually like intuitively understands this. I actually think he explained it really well when he was talking about how Keemstar operated in this video.
Just to give you an idea of how Keemstar torments and harasses people on his enemy list, let me show you some of the DMs he sent me over the years. Now, these are cold DMs. I've already unfollowed him, and he is sending me these DMs unsolicited out of the cold blue for the express purpose of harassing me. So I really don't feel bad sharing these tweets at all. Currently working on a H3H3 lying salty man-child video. Have a few questions. Have you ever flagged down another YouTuber creator's video? I don't answer. And he persists. Can I get an answer here? I'm trying to meet your request of giving non-stop defense because your baby ass can't defend yourself. Keemstar will make insane accusations, groundless accusations, and then he expects you to defend yourself. In fact, he likes it if you'll come on his show and defend himself. That's how his operation works. And so he goes, oh, well, he didn't say anything in his defense, so he must be guilty. Have you ever lied to anyone on YouTube?
I'm just saying, I think he has a pretty good understanding of it there. I feel like this would be different if I was like, if there were like criminal charges, if some like victim had come forward to allege some stuff, but every single thing related to this thing just has to do with Kiwi farms and snark forums that just like to leak and dive into stuff and, you know, allege stuff or whatever. But, you know, it's all good. At least he understands it. He understands the game well enough, so I guess he can play it. As a quick aside, I just wanted to address this before we get into things too. Again, I don't know how many people give a fuck about stuff like this, but I get a little bit triggered, especially when all of the, I'm putting massive air quotes about this, rape victims or whatever come forward in Ethan Klein's subreddit. I think the one I read, the second part was the girl was like, I was 16 talking to some guy online and he said he was 16 and I felt abused. And afterwards, I don't even believe he was 16. I don't even know why though, but yeah. And it's like, what the fuck am I even reading right now? You sound fucking retarded. Like all of the random posts about this, like what? I think that post was deleted by Reddit, so I don't have a copy of it right now, but I'm like, okay. This is something I spoke about before. It's kind of cringe, but when people talk about predatory behavior, I think that people talk about stuff that I would consider like yellow flags, but people would pretend that predatory behavior isn't just yellow flags or even red flags, or rather they'll point it to like a thing that's like a yellow flag and they'll say that that's like abuse. So somebody will say something like, oh, there's there's a difference in status because this person is like a fan or a content creator. This person is, older than that person, or this person has more money or stronger, whatever. There's always power imbalances in relationships to some extent, unless you're literally dating your twin, who has had the same amount of training and job success and everything else you for your entire life. I think that it's fine to point out like yellow flags or red flags when it comes to certain behavior. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but to automatically just assume that somebody is like manipulative or evil or predatory, especially when there's absolutely zero evidence of that ever being presented ever in any public place ever, despite everybody saying it over and over again, I just feel like it's really fucking cringe. I've heard Ethan and other people argue that like streamers shouldn't, engage with fans in any sexual manner or whatever. If you want to have that opinion, I guess you can. I think it's kind of a funny one because personally, I would argue that there's way more like power dynamics at play between creators versus just creator fans. Because for a creator fan, basically the worst thing that can happen is the person stops watching you, I guess, and maybe you lose a subscriber. But creator stuff can be a lot more strange because now both of your jobs are potentially on the line. One person has a lot more to gain than the other person. There's like, people have seen creators split before. Those situations can lend themselves to like insanely problematic dynamics. Not to say that those shouldn't happen either. I'm just saying that it's always good to like keep in mind that there are red flags, yellow flags, but it doesn't necessarily mean something is like predatory or abusive or manipulative or evil or whatever else. Okay. All right. I've segmented this off into segments. I'm playing most of this video straight down.
Welcome back, guys, to another video VOD on demand. Today I'm going to be addressing, once again, the allegations leveled against Destiny. Since we put out our last video, there's been a lot of chatter about things that we may have got wrong. So I'd like to clarify what I got wrong and also to clarify what I got right. So I do want to start, though, by setting the expectations and just kind of giving some context to who this guy Destiny is. I think
just as a quick thing, I like that before he gets into the meat of, all of his criminal accusations, we're going to spend like 15 minutes poisoning the well. But okay, sure.
A lot of people haven't seen this. And I feel this context is important when understanding this story. So
also, major props to Ethan. I can tell that he inhaled the fuck up before doing this video, so I wouldn't make fun of his cough. I'm glad I can encourage you to adopt healthier habits.
If you'll indulge me here, I'm going to pull up some clips from this Ryan Beard video on him that was recently made, and I think these clips are more relevant now than ever before. So let's take a look at them. Section here of harming women. I'm going to show you guys a few.
Around the end of 2011, Destiny sexually assaulted a woman on his live stream. I'm not using the word allegedly here because we have video of him doing it and he has openly admitted that it was sexual assault.
I would say that in my streaming career in the past, like totally publicly, like I completely and totally like assaulted a girl on stream before for like in 5 minutes or whatever. I got super drunk and was like grabbing her breast the entire time.
Later, Destiny has attempted to downplay his actions here by tweeting, "I was drunk off my ass, literally for the first time in my life." And he said that at the time, he didn't understand how bad it was, but now, looking back years later, he understands that it was reprehensible behavior.
It's like that one guy, Mango, who got like totally canceled for did, but way worse. Mango wasn't actually groping people. And also, I like this.
It's like, first of all, how old was Mango again? Wasn't this like a known problem? But okay.
There's this pretense that like, as long as you're radically honest about what you did, it's okay. It's like,
it's called based.
Did you just say you were groping a woman on stream for 5 minutes? But anyway, that's not, honestly.
Okay, for the first one, okay, because I know that Ryan likes this clip and a bunch of people like bring this up. One, this incident occurred in 2011, okay? This was 14 years ago when I was 22 years old, all right? I don't understand how Ethan can say that I'm downplaying my actions when in the video, I literally explicitly say, I feel like this was sexual assault. I said that my feelings on it and how acceptable the behavior is has changed since then. I don't know what the I'm supposed to do about that. Besides that, is this just a thing that like you want to bring up over and over again for reasons? He can say that like I'm downplaying my actions because I brought up that we were drunk or whatever. I mean, like Mia has said the exact same thing. This was years ago. I chalked it up to being young. Everyone had too much to drink, but I wanted to be around these people to get my name out. I know Destiny's toxic, but I have no issues with him. I do have issues with him spreading the wrong info, like on Swifty. I think I said something about Swifty at this time, 2020. I don't know what's going on. My subreddit literally brought up like the whole excessive drinking thing. Destiny's surrounded by drunks, egging him on. It would be nice if Mia Rose would be a bro since she's mostly sober and tells me to sleep, blah, 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 blah. Just to be clear, this is no fault of hers. It just sucks she doesn't have any blah, blah, blah. Okay, right. Crazy drinking stream. I think this is my first time getting intoxicated ever. Not good though, but I mean, I said as much. So I don't understand when people want to bring up like this thing over and over again. Like I've already said, it's not good. I don't stand by it. Like I think it's a bad thing. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say about that. Like I've said that as much. I communicated with Mia Rose privately. Oh, Jesus, she just tweeted 11 hours ago. I didn't know how this archived. I just want to put it out there that the Omni-Liberal did apologize to me wholeheartedly. He did wholeheartedly. He was the only person to actually answer my phone call at twitch.com. Not all these other idiots that were clout chasers. People make mistakes. They grow up and learn. And I guess she just tweeted 11 hours ago. Jesus, this again. It was like 15 years ago. I'm over it. Y'all should be too. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say about this. Also, I also speak hyperbolically a lot, and I know that it's epic and hilarious when you want to be good faith, but then when you're not, you're going to take everything literally. It was not 5 minutes of groping. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 seconds. Not that makes it good, not that makes it acceptable, but I wasn't literally sitting there hanging on her boobs for 5 minutes, okay, on the stream. But so I literally have no idea what else I'm supposed to do about this or what I'm supposed to say about this other than a good job, I guess. So pattern 1, okay. 14 years ago, 2011. Okay. First part of the pattern. All right.
That's far from the worst thing I'm about to show you.
Far from the worst. It gets way worse from here, guys.
Here's the next one where he admits to sharing photos of a 15-year-old who sent him bikini shots with his homies and how he couldn't barely resist the urge of wanting to have sex with her.
In 2012, when Destiny was 23, he shared in a group chat with a couple of his friends the messages, "You want to see the sickest in the world? So many fangirls. I had one that was 15. She wanted to meet and hook up. Dude, she's 15. What the f? But she sent me pictures that made it so hard to say no." Then Destiny linked a picture of this girl in a bikini in the chat and said, "Girl on the left, so hard to say no. Gonna get arrested one of these MLGs, man." So in these logs, when Destiny was 23, he said that it was really hard to turn down hooking up with this 15-year-old because she looked so good in this picture of her in a bikini. He then shared this lewd image of a child with his friends and said that he's gonna get arrested someday.
Imagine receiving a bikini pic from a 15-year-old in your DMs, a fan of yours, and being like, she's so fucking hot, I need to share this with the boys.
Chat log. I was talking with a bunch of other esports guys, and we were basically talking about how crazy the jailbait is in the gaming communities. It's ridiculous. I think I said something along the lines of like, there are 15-year-old chicks that are like hot as that will like try to send you pictures to like you at events and it's like you have to be really careful when you navigate that.
So what is the admitting jerking off to 15-year-olds then? What is that in relation to?
I never admitted I think I just said like this. I think the log is something like this 15-year-old chick was trying to send me, or was sending me pictures of herself, and she was hot as. It's like really hard to like turn down some of these people. I think.
Wait,
I said
how old was she?
She said she was 15.
So you did get pictures from a 15-year-old?
Not nudes though. Sorry, I should specify. I think a couple pics of her like at the beach or something. But
in swimwear.
But yeah. Yeah.
So you're getting swimwear pics from 15-year-olds?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Anyone who's defending this man needs to know that, okay? But again.
Okay, so again for timeline, this is 2012, okay? 13 years ago when I was 23. I feel like if the goal is to say that I'm a pedophile, it feels kind of weird that I wouldn't f the 15-year-old. I'm just saying, if the argument is going to be that I'm a pedophile, wouldn't I be posting saying like, look at this hot 15-year-old jailbait that I hooked up with? Wouldn't that be the statement or whatever? But regardless, back in the day, for anybody that was alive or back there, in the crazy gaming times, MLG events were literally cesspools of crazy fans and creators hooking up, of fans and fans hooking up, creators and creators hooking up, people getting raped, people getting drugged, people doing drugs, people raping people. It was just crazy shit. And one of the issues back then as well, because everybody involved in pro gaming was so young, and I think even actually that might even be true today. I don't know how young people are today. Like everybody is literally like 14 to 22 at these events. It's just like all sorts of people that are going here. And one of the things is people would message you, people would DM you. Obviously, if you were a big streamer, if you were a big player, and they would send you pictures. They're like, hey, we should hook up, blah, blah, blah. And at the time, I think there were people who were getting in trouble for hooking up with underage people. Yeah, I messaged my little team or whatever. Obviously, those DMs were pretty crass. But I mean, the whole point is like, hey, like there are going to be people that DM you. They'll send you pictures. They look older than they actually are. Don't minor. Your life is going to be over. Don't do it. If you want to like sit here and virtue signal about how, oh no, like every single person above or below this age, like it's the second they turn 18 or 22, they instantly look attractive or like this. I'm not here for that. If that's what you want to do, then go for it. But I mean, yeah, again, I don't know why I would not the person if I'm a pedophile, or maybe Ethan's argument is going to be that I become a pedophile later on in life, and I wasn't back then, but yeah. Also, these are people who, by the time I learned my age, typically they would message you, send you a pic or whatever. By the time I learned their age, I stopped talking to this person, right? It's not like, oh my God, I continue to talk to this person after I found out they're 15. It's like they chat you up for a little bit, like, wait a second, how old are you? And they're like, oh, I'm 15, 16, 17. It's like, oh, nope, okay, well, don't talk to this person. Yeah, I've never received also like nudes or lewds or any crazy thing like this. Like, I think the thing I said was literally like a beach picture, somebody on the beach. There's like an Instagram, I don't know if it was Instagram back then, if that existed, but yeah, but okay.
That's not it. That's not all, folks. Here's another one. When he was 26.
A couple years later in 2015, when Destiny was 26, he shared in his chat, I would f the shit out of that 15-year-old. What the f? There's no way that chick is 15. So now we've seen two separate occasions.
Guys, this is not normal. You just don't type that kind of stuff. Unless you're like Jared Fogle in a chat with his homies, you know? Like he's speaking openly with the dogs who are like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You would never say, this is not normal. And like he keeps getting older and older.
Yes, that's how time works. I do indeed continue to get older.
But the girls stay the same age.
He loves that joke. He said this joke in like 50 different shows that I've watched at this point.
My name is Vic.
I'll leave it up for you to decide if you think I genuinely am typing in my chat about how hot this girl is and me wanting to f her, or if this is just a crazy thing I'm saying in chat about some crazy clip posted in chat, but I went back and I found what it was in chat, and this was it.
My name is Victoria, and I'm 15 years old, and I don't care what my mama says, I'm gonna have a baby. I will do whatever it takes to take care of my baby. If it has 10,000 toxins in my body, then so be it. I'm gonna dress my baby in all brand names, and if I can't support it, then I guess I'm gonna steal it. My mama thinks that I'm not ready to have a baby, but I have everything my baby will need. If my baby gets cold and it needs a blanket, it's alright because I have it. And if my baby needs clothes, it's cool because I have tons of them. And if my baby needs the pacifiers, I have 3 more. I'm not just having sex with 1, not 2, but 3 different guys. That's right, I'm a player, but that's cool because I got it like that. My life dreams are to drop out of school, to be on Girls Gone Wild, and to have my baby. And there's nothing my single mother can say to change my mind.
Okay, so it could have been a genuine confession for my pedophilic urges, or it could be an edgy joke in chat. I don't know. You decide.
Again, that's not all, folks.
pedophile, but the colloquial definition of pedophile is
Oh, and then also I guess although I guess he's building a pattern of behavior. Again, this was a joke in my chat in 2015. Okay, but that's okay. We're building our pattern. All right.
That's not all, folks.
pedophile, but the colloquial definition of pedophile is someone who is attracted to children, and Destiny is at least somewhat attracted to children.
There are some 15, 16-year-old chicks that like look pretty hot. Like I can't help that. Like some people mature older.
Destiny defends.
Okay, so again, you can have issues with what I'm saying, but definitionally, I'm literally talking about people that look older than 15, 16. Not teenagers are hot, I love teenagers, but some 15, 16-year-olds can look older. That's the opposite of pedophilia, but listen, if that's what you want to say, that's fine, okay? We'll keep going through it.
Defended another streamer who got exposed for having sex with a 14-year-old by saying, even if he did bang a 14-year-old, no, that's not what pedophile means. Go look it up. Seriously, if you don't understand the difference between being attracted to someone that happens to be young and being attracted to someone because they are young, you have absolutely no business whatsoever commenting on the issue, period. It makes you look uneducated.
He's like, it is so outrageous, sir, that you would call someone sleeping with a 14-year-old pedophilia. How dare you, sir? Even if you want to play this game where it's like, actually, I want to 16 and 17-year-olds. There's 14 is pushing it. 14. What are we talking about? This man was like, yeah, you could a 14-year-old. That's not the same thing. Guys,
I don't think I've ever said that ever, but
are we all hearing the same thing? It's 14. This dude has made it like his personal crusade to normalize f***ing children. Like how many?
That's a wild statement to say based off what we've seen so far. I did go back and I found the post for this because I was curious. I think I made an OP here that basically has to do. It basically has to do with like streaming is a little bit different and crazy because you have so much access into people's lives you don't traditionally get. At the bottom of this post, I literally say one of the incidents that I brought up was this guy Stefano got in trouble because he was 19 and he DM'd some player saying that he abused a 14-year-old, and everybody took that as him because this guy's French, not because their abuse is sex, but because of a ESL thing. I literally say at the bottom here, I'm not taking a side on any of these issues or commenting on this happened. I'm just giving food for thought about like the level of access that you have to people's lives here. I was never defending this in this post. I'm not defending this anywhere. I think I was an edgy like internet atheist, and we did if you don't understand the difference between being attracted to someone that happens to be young and being attracted to someone because they're young, the difference between pedophile or whatever the fuck else. I will say that if that's like a creepy thing that people are doing to advocate for, I guess like
So
kids.
you've been seeing this girl for a month?
Around a month, yeah.
Do you love her? Is Brandon good at sex?
Honestly, yeah.
She's 17.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Brandon. What's
What? Anyway,
She couldn't
listen.
get into Jason's party because she wasn't 18. Like, I knew about this. That's why I distanced myself. And Jason would always be pissed at me that I wouldn't film with Brandon. I'm like, he's an actual, like, pedophile. And we're actually, like, and he's, like, 24.
Having sex with a 17-year-old isn't pedophilia.
It's pedophilia, for sure.
It's
with
for
a
sure.
minor, for sure, was. That's an actual pedophile. Like, it's a child. 17-year-old is a child.
So, okay, whatever. I don't need to debate that, but it's illegal.
It's a pedophile.
Well, pedophile is someone that has sex with kids.
She's a child. That's a child.
But you don't magically become not a child when you turn from when the clock ticks midnight.
That actually is like how it works, yeah. Like you also have no business being with like an 18-year-old, but like 17 is an actual child. It's actually legal. Like you actually should go to jail.
But, okay, well, I'm not here to debate that. But some states it's 16.
But it's not that in California.
I know it's illegal. It's fine.
So I mean, like, if that counts as like ardently defending trying to kids, then maybe me and Ethan are just born to justify it. I don't know.
How many times are you going to go on the record protecting it? He goes, 17 is cool. 15 is cool.
Never said either of those things.
14 is
Haven't said that.
not pedophilia, guys. Is 13 pedophilia? Is
Haven't said any, like,
12?
not sure if this is his own fantasy that he's projecting on me or.
Where does it stop? I'd like to know his opinion on that. You know, so a lot of people, kids start hitting puberty at 12. Some girls start hitting puberty earlier than that. Is 10? Some girls hit puberty by 10. Is that not pedophilia? Stephen Bennell II, by the way, the second is just junior. Okay, you don't get to play the.
The second is not junior. They are different on your birth certificate. The reason why I'm not junior is because my dad just didn't want to be called senior. So he wrote mine in as the second so he could be the first. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but.
Royal Guard game with just being the second. In fact, that's just junior, which ironically is what you call all the girls you date. Come on over here, Junior. Come sit in Daddy's lap.
Another pedophile joke, but okay.
Yeah, but guess what, guys? There's more.
Incident is when him and his friends, the Bro Squad, watched an 8-year-old boy shake his penis for them on a live stream.
I shouldn't tell this because I'm going to get arrested. Or child
By the way,
protective services.
by the way, how many times has he said that? Once is enough. Has he said this like 3 times? He's like, I shouldn't tell you guys this because I'm going to get arrested for child porn. 3? How many times are we going to tell that joke?
I haven't gotten into Ethan's jokes yet, but I do think it's kind of funny that I feel like I've heard him say similar things.
It's called Children's Joy TV for a reason. The guy knows how to give pleasure to children. Children's Joy TV, baby gets anal raped by a syringe and gets injected with AIDS virus.
When we see something like this, are we supposed to call the police?
Am I on a... I feel like I'm definitely on the FBI watch list now.
Yeah.
I don't know how many FBI watch list jokes he's made. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But if like that's the standard, then sure.
I used to be part of this horrible thing called the Bro Squad. Okay. Me, if you remember that Cheeks.
I hate listening to myself talk a long time ago. Oh my
we were part
god.
of the Bro Squad, and what we would do is we would go around just on TV streams, trolling the shit out of these people, and we went around from channel to channel, like around, like it was this horrible. We went to this channel with this like this kid was like 8 years old, and he was broing out with everybody in this chat. For whatever reason, this kid decides to take his pants off and wiggle his 8-year-old on screen. I can't even believe it. Oh my god, it was like I didn't even know. Like we were on Skype, we were like, holy shit. Like we had to do like a double take because we didn't even know like what the fuck was on. Like we were looking at like an 8-year-old like on the screen. And his brother, we called him Captain Push-Ups, would like come in the room, and this guy was like 14 years old. He had his shirt off. He was like this, like watching the stream the entire time. Oh my god.
What's interesting is he makes it seem like this kid just happened to take his out, but they clearly spent a lot of time there because they like had a nickname for the brother who was there watching the whole time. Like this was an intimate setting in which there was a lot of time spent.
Okay, so again, I don't know why Ethan projects his own fantasies onto this. So this was a thing that happened back in 2010, which is 15 years ago. But if we want to go back, that's fine. I will say in the early days of live streaming websites were literally the Wild West of crazy, unhinged shit. Me and a few other people, plenty of people would bounce between Ustream, Livestream, Justin TV, and you could find old dudes doing conspiracy theories. You could find people doing self-harm. You could find copyright material being played. You could find just like a bunch of crazy shit. We popped into this dude's stream. We were trolling in chat for a little bit. Nobody's saying like, "Oh my God, yes!" Like take your whatever the Ethan is fantasizing here. There were no long-term relationships with any of these people. It was a crazy thing that happened. We left the stream immediately after. I don't know why he likes to project whatever other fantasy of spending a lot of time there or getting to know the person. Maybe he's done trolling like this in the past and I'm just not aware of. But
here's another one, guys. In case you haven't seen enough, this one comes to you courtesy of the Pope, Nicholas Diorio. Or whatever it is they do.
God bless.
God bless. Nicholas bless.
Years old, that's an adult. That's an adult dog. No. No. You, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's
okay, that's the worst. Yeah, that's the worst clip. That's the worst clip.
Okay, I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the same, dude. Don't give me this.
That's such an interesting
This is exactly what we're saying.
Because it's all the same, bro. 15, 13, 14, 15. It's all the same, bro. I'm 29. Huh? And also, on the other hand, it also is a self-report because it suggests he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means when he says it knows exactly what I'm doing. So this is a clip that gets thrown around a lot because people like to say that apparently everybody below 20 I view the exact same. That is one voice cut from that debate. If you listen to the actual debate here, I'm arguing with a dude who is literally trying to abduct a mentally retarded 19-year-old and take her to another state and impregnate her. Basically, every other time I'm speaking about this person and their age, I do refer to the fact they're 19, but it's not just the fact they're 19, it's a whole bunch of other things too.
AF's own words, a 19-year-old girl communicated with him online. He fell in love with her. He convinced her to leave her family and join him. And then after 3 weeks of being with her, a girl that had never lived on her own, worked a job, lived apart from her parents, been in a relationship, he convinced her to try to have a child with him.
First, I will say, I don't care about your moral offense, you piece of shit.
Sure, you don't have to care about my moral offense because the court already agreed with me about the moral offense. She had never lived on her own before, and despite all of this, you convinced her to leave her family without a word to join you and make a baby.
That's called love, you idiot.
That's called love? A 19-year-old girl? Sorry, go.
Yeah, a 19-year-old girl can love, you idiot. You want people in the future to be scared of going out with mentally disabled people. Eventually, destiny will find out, and it will ruin their life. Now, it is a 19-year-old woman who was free to make her choices. Steven can come here and express moral offense. Who cares? Everyone in the chat says 19 is legal, Steven.
So why didn't she fight the court about being appointed a guardian, JF? If she wanted to,
she was intimidated, physically abused by her father, and intimidated into abandoning her rights.
You're saying that a girl was so easily intimidated that she quickly gave up her right to exist as an autonomous person, but you claim the same person was mature enough to make the decision to move in with you and bear your child?
The reality is that
like, there's a lot in this debate. It was not just that the fact that this girl was 19. This girl was declared mentally incompetent by a court. And then her parents prevented her from being abducted by this guy.
Sure, yeah, because when you live with somebody...
All of these are from that same debate, by the way.
4 months.
Sure, yeah, because when you live with somebody, it's a totally different thing. So somebody tells me that they're in love with somebody that they've been talking to online, and then they up and just leave their family with no word, and they just drive cross country, and in a few weeks are trying to create a child with this person without a financial future, without any type of financial security. Yeah, there's a ton of red flags there.
Apparently, she was intelligent enough to find a guy who wanted to care for her for the rest of his life and who had the amount of money required to survive for that long. And so go get moral.
I think
is extensive enough that 3,000 people watching live should hear his point of view about her life.
And here we have JF, the 32-year-old man, thrice married, who has found true love by talking to a 19-year-old mentally disabled girl who saw him on a podcast and messaged him on Skype. And after a few months, he's determined that she is his soulmate, and he wants to ship her off to North Carolina to put a baby in her.
Love, and that's biology. I'm sorry you have a problem with it.
Yeah, biology.
Do you think Destiny...
If this was just love, I honestly wouldn't care as much. It was that JF was trying to do, like, unstoppable damage, like permanent damage to her life by having a child with her. That's more than just love. If they were just living together or whatever, and then the father showed up, like, that's an entirely different situation. It's the fact that after living with her for a few weeks, JF is trying to get her pregnant. This is a girl that's never even lived on her own before. He thinks she could take care of a kid? That's comical.
I'm assuming...
Like, people that have ever watched this debate like to pretend that I was just screaming, like, 19, 19, 19, but there was way, way, way more going on here. You can rip one clip from it if you want, but...
From a guy heading to a bar and buying a chick drinks and then paying for dinner and then, like, buying her a bunch of presents and treating her very well. It's the same thing, man.
It's not, though. It's not because
courting. It's called courting.
No. There's a huge difference. It's the difference between consent versus informed consent. That the woman at the bar is a mature adult that has the mental faculty to make decisions about her future. A mentally retarded 19-year-old, this particular one, apparently, according to 2 psychiatrists, ruled that she did not have the faculty to make this decision. I'm curious, how would you feel about a 17-year-old girl doing this?
Depends on what.
Okay, how would you feel about a 15-year-old girl doing this?
No, I have a problem because
why?
This is now illegal.
So the only thing that matters to you is the law? Let's say we get rid of the law and we're just talking morality. How would you feel about JF doing this with a 15-year-old girl?
I would be very opposed to that. It's disgusting in my opinion. But however, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say, dude. Because what if this girl was 30, but her mental state stayed as let's say a 14-year-old? So don't let her do it.
That's what we do. Yeah, Andy. There are people that get old who are appointed guardians for their entire lives because they're not mentally capable of living on their own. And if they do live on their own, no, it's not inhumane. We do this to prevent other people from taking advantage of them.
But okay, I guess you can pretend that debate was about me arguing that you should be able to 19 and 15-year-olds. Okay.
Because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit.
Just because of some legal age of consent bullshit? Huh? That's the age of consent. I think we all agree that's a good thing. Everyone but Destiny thinks that's good. We should have a minimum age so that adults can't have sex with children. That is bullshit. That is just an imagined line in the sand that I will not conform to. Okay? He's constantly
Okay, so this idea of me saying that the age of consent is that's not at all what I'm saying there at all. Like, it was the exact opposite argument that just because this girl was 19 years old, the age of consent doesn't matter here. She was literally mentally retarded. That was the point. I believe that quote comes from this segment.
Right? But nope, no communication with the parents. Gets the girl to pack up and leave. And now that you have the perfect specimen, okay? I have the girl with no family, no friends, okay, who is a retard, okay? Now you have this girl. What am I going to do? I'm going to put the baby in her. I'm going to put the baby in her. And now she's your slave forever. She has no friends, which she didn't. She has no family because he's cutting her off from them. She has nobody else that she can talk to, no support network. Now she has his baby, okay? She has no job, right? She has no real education, right? She's totally locked there and she's his. That is disgusting, okay? And that's kind of why, like, the fact that he still defends this behavior is really irritating to me because what he did was horrible. That kind of is literally disgusting. That he would try to trap a little girl. And I don't want to be presumptuous. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if this upsets you because you're 19, or I'm sorry if this upsets you because you're 22 or something, right? Or if you're some legal guy or whatever, you know, when you're 19, you're a little kid, okay? Now, if you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the same, dude. Don't give me this Just because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit, I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would a sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards any of those people is really weird, okay? Now, I know if you're 20 years old, it might bother you to hear that. Like, no, I'm 19. I'm a real adult, okay? I'm a real adult, okay? If you live with your mom and dad still pay all of your bills, you're still a virgin, you've never been in a relationship, you don't go to school, you've never even had a job before, you've never lived on your own, you're a child. You're very much a child. You don't know what it's like to wake up and go into work, to work a job you hate because you have to pay a bill, okay? You don't know what it's like to have to make a decision between getting kind of a cool car and a piece of car because you can't afford it. You don't know what it's like to get called in to have to work an extra shift because you don't have any life experience. You don't know anything about anything. You're a child. So all the people in chat, they're like, no, 19 years old, that's an adult. That's an adult. Dog. No. No.
So I guess we can pretend that this was cut just to... Jesus Christ, bro. Wait, I think I exited the video.
Age of consent,
that I'm saying that, like, oh no, age of consent, let's minors. Again, maybe Ethan's projecting something on me there. And again, like, it's funny to cut the, like, 19-year-old or whatever, but, like, obviously there are some 19-year-olds that are more mature. There are some 23-year-olds that are less mature. Like, I've chatted with, like, 22, 23-year-olds who are still, like, going to school and living with their parents and working on their masters who, like, are fighting with their parents. And those people are a lot different than even somebody a couple years younger, a 20-year-old who has lived on their own for a while. Obviously, ages are proxies for life stages, life developments, and everything else. But yeah, I mean, if you want to fantasize that I'm arguing against the age of consent, then go for it.
I think we all agree that's a good thing. Everyone but Destiny thinks that's good. We should have a minimum age so that adults can't have sex with children. That is bullshit. That is just an imagined line in the sand that I will not conform to. Okay, he's constantly blurring the line and trying to normalize the act of adults.
Like, is me saying that, like, the 19 and the 50-year-old will have as much in common if they're in school having anything? That's blurring the line to. What do you think I'm blurring the line for? For making an argument why you should date or 15-year-olds, or for saying why, like, even a 19-year-old is probably somebody who's in a significantly different life stage. It's more comparable to a 15-year-old than a 25-year-old or 30-year-old. Like, which direction do you think the line is being blurred here?
Sleeping with minors, right? Continually. This is the theme that we keep seeing. It's like, this is okay. This isn't that bad. This 15-year-old's hot. I want to this 15-year-old, but I won't, et cetera, et cetera. This is a pattern. Long pattern.
I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would have sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards...
He's like freshman in college, sophomore in high school. It's all good, baby. Same.
That's yeah, okay. Maybe if he wasn't watching Nicholas Fat Oreo stream, maybe he would actually have some actual context on what this conversation is about. But you know what? Listen, I love the clip champion. Do it more. I love it, okay?
I mean, those bikini pics in the DMs.
Those people is really fucking weird, okay? Now, I know if you're 20 years old, it might bother you to hear that. Like, no, I'm 19. I'm a real adult, okay?
And then there's one more clip I want to show you guys.
Okay, can't play the rest of that. Got to move to the next thing. Okay.
Of when
Good one.
We were talking about Vaush and the lolly horse controversy. When he accidentally opened a folder and he had lolly and horse porn on his computer. And everybody was clowning on him, except one person. There was one person that came to his defense. Who was it? Destiny. Whoa. Why? Well, this take was so bizarre. I remember at the time being absolutely struck by it. And I pulled this straight from my memory because it was just so shocking to me. But here's his take on a lolicon, which is the pornographic hentai drawings involving children.
Did you see the lolly discussion on Reddit? You know, if Vaush was a better person and not such a piece of shit, I'd be in the trenches. Because you know what? Who the fuck cares about lolly? Who cares about drawn? Imagine your life is so boring that you give a fuck about animated cartoon girls.
Imagine your life so boring that you care about sexualizing children. Imagine being so bored in your life that you actually care if grown-ups want to fuck minors.
Like, that's not what we're talking about right now. What, again, I know that he loves to make everything about pedophilia because Ethan has a rich history with obsessively making pedophilia jokes and everything else, but nobody on my stream, we do not normalize minors. I've never normalized minors. I've never in my entire life argued for a lower age of consent. That just has just never, ever happened on my stream. He is projecting so much weird shit onto me. And by projecting, I mean just reading it straight from threads or from Nicholas Fury or anything else. But
Bro, what? I don't know. I don't know if it's that minor of a detail.
Like, how old is the girl? I don't know. How old is the drawing? It's a goddamn picture. Who the cares? Grow the up, okay? People in Ethan's subreddit are like calling the FBI on Vaush. He's looking at cartoons that I don't like. I think that, yeah, like, bro.
That's not the criticism. It's not that they don't like it. It might have a fine plot. And the plot might be a banger. I don't know. The problem, of course, is that it's depicting children being f***ed by adults. That's just, that's a detail that's important to emphasize.
Okay.
Now, I'm not here to judge anybody on what kind of animated pornography they decide to collect or show to other people.
Album right now.
This is
you wanna
Rick
put it
and
on
Morty.
Okay.
No way.
talking to
That's
the
on. That's Rick and Morty. No.
Yeah, this is from an episode of Rick and Morty where Mr. Mises runs train on.
No.
Mr. Mises and all of his buddies run train on April.
He's not Jewish, I can see.
Good observation. Thoughts on this?
Oh my God.
He meant summer, not April.
Describe what you're seeing.
Oh my God.
Describe this for the people who can't see it.
It looks like a
Here, into the mic.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, describe that. Go ahead.
I will say I did do the research, and Summer is only 17 years old, okay? So he is... Now, okay, do I actually think he's getting off to lolicon or that he enjoys this despite that creepy smile he has while sharing his pornographic hentai with his parents? Probably not. But like, if this is the standard we're going to use, I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, I only said I didn't give a fuck about it. You're over here literally showing it to your mom and dad on stream. What the fuck? They were talking about like Elsa and other Disney hentai earlier, but I'm too lazy to look up the ages of all those girls.
Okay, call me when this guy fucks his way through some preschoolers, okay? Until then, get out of here. Who cares?
And then he sets this bar. He goes, I only care until you're fucking preschoolers, which is 3-year-olds, bro. 3-year-olds. Kindergarten, good to go, baby. First, second, third, fifth grade, basically an adult.
Where do we draw? So, okay, so 3-year-old is not okay, or that's when it's about. When do we actually draw the line? What is the...
Turn on, and everyone's like, well, she was legal, she was an adult, but she's clearly saying she was uncomfortable, didn't want it. He's 44, she's 18.
that's disgusting.
That to me should
I
be
agree.
a pedophile, because that's a child. You're a grown-ass man. Yes, it's not legally a pedophile, but it's so
I'm just
disgusting.
saying
You shouldn't
people
be around.
misuse the word pedophile.
He's still
pedophile is someone that it's like an 8-year-old.
Oh, 8 years old, not 3 years old. My bad. It's not preschool. It's what is that? Second grade? Me, I guess. My bad, Ethan. You know, you got me there, I guess.
And honestly, this is just a few of many, many, many clips of him sexualizing children and just being a total deviant, right? So
a few of many, many, many clips. So first of all, I'm pretty sure half of these didn't even involve like Mia Rose is not a minor, okay? The other clip is here is me saying I'm not a 15-year-old, and to be careful, you don't minors. You've got like a crazy troll story from JTV. None of this is about soliciting pictures of anybody or receiving pictures of anybody. Like the fact that he's like built this extensive case. One is me talking about a 19-year-old, a 14-year-old maybe isn't considered pedophilia. Like all of these exact same types of jokes. And I would argue probably a bit worse have been told by Ethan. I don't understand why he's the one who would come at me for jokes like this. And I am going to the full snark thread. So that's what we're doing. Then f*** it.
She spread her sexy little body all over the, prison yard.
Yeah.
I've seen this 20
It's
times.
trillion times.
A lot of times when you weren't here and the lights were off. You know what that is?
That was a joke though, right? Him talking about when she's not there, him watching the 11-year-old. That was just a joke, I'm assuming, right?
Metaphor for it, Hila? Do you know what I'm going to say?
I don't want to know.
Guys, I don't know if I need to say it, but look what he's doing. Okay? Just look what he's doing, okay? Just use your imagination and think about it. She's a young girl. She's never, and he's, there. I mean, I'm not going to spell it out. I'm not going to say it explicitly. It's not okay to say. But just watch his finger rolling around in the red, sticky, fluid there. Just imagine what it means, okay? Use your imagination, guys. Think about it. The finger, one finger, red, virgin. He's fingering a little girl, dude. That's what it is. He's fingering a little fucking girl, dude.
Keep in mind, Ethan is older than me, and my clips of my edgy jokes are older than his clips. So he is both older than me, and these are more recent than every single clip he played of me.
Let's see if he licks it. Yeah! He loves it! He loves it! He's got blood on his lip, that big smile. Patrice, you dog. You did it, didn't you? Yeah, you love Chinese food, boy. I know you like it now. I understand what you're talking about. You love Chinese food, and I like the noodles al dente. You know what I mean?
Like there are, and I only had a couple hours to like find this.
Lip gloss. This image is pretty twisted up in itself. She's holding what looks like a phallic object, a little 8-year-old girl, and a big, giant black man looking in on her, man. It's like Blackzilla. This guy's got a weird fantasy, dude. Blackzilla rapes the little 8-year-old white girl with blonde hair. He likes it. He likes them white and blonde.
And how come women can get all these elaborate toys and it's considered cute and quirky?
It's fine.
If a guy gets a Mega Master Bone 6000, it's a problem. He's a creep.
As soon as I get VR with a fleshlight, you know, doll of a child, obviously pedophile guy.
I think they're calling you a pedophile.
I've been trying to attract a teenage girl my whole life so far. It hasn't worked. A teenage girl runs away with pedophile type of vibe. What do you think, Hila? Could we kidnap a teenage girl together?
I mean, again, maybe they're all just jokes, I guess.
Does he have like baby edition? Newborn baby edition?
That's probably, you probably have to go to the dark web for that one, Hila.
Like 2 months baby edition?
That's fucked up, dude. You gotta go dark web for that one, Hila. I don't know if they host those on YouTube. You know, he's done it all. So chances are likely that yes, that does exist. Well, let's not dig too deep in that.
But it's my birthday.
It is your birthday. You want to see Chris baby? If you should have told me. If you just want to see Chris 2-year-old baby, I could have made that happen for you. Next year. Next year's gonna be great. We're gonna slam. Anyway, happy birthday, Hila.
Thank you.
Let's jump in to Kissing Prank Daughter Edition. Let me get my count here really fast. Okay. Good. All right, I'm ready.
Hi. Okay. What you doing at the park? I'm waiting to do basketball. Oh, basketball.
Yeah.
So you work out?
Yeah, I work out.
Yeah, I do cheerleading.
Oh, cool.
I got this dress yesterday. You like it?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks. I have a shorter one, but my stupid mom wouldn't let me wear it.
That's how kids talk to each other. They ask, do you work out?
Do you work out? Do you want to me?
dress.
Do you want to me? I was gonna wear a shorter dress, but my stupid slut asshole mom wouldn't let me show off my 12-year-old vag in public.
The same mom who put me up to this gig.
Yeah, your mom will let you wear whatever you want to, as long as it earns her $100.
Yeah.
Do you?
Like, there are just so many of these. Again, I had a few hours overnight, and I don't have a whole team of researchers that hate me like you do.
I guess what
Or
I'm
that hate you like
understanding
you
is
do.
that she's masturbating and now she's just coming. She's coming buckets, you know, like 5-year-old girls do when they masturbate. You got to learn about your penis, lady. So what you want to do is shove your hand all the way up your vagina. Hey, little 5-year-old friend of mine, is it okay if I touch your vagina? Oh, great, dude. Daughter, are you watching this? Hey, 5-year-old daughter, are you watching it? You know what he has? Kids being in meta.
Hey, tell him a joke.
These are telling, like, pedophile jokes in areas where there are actually kids. Like,
This guy, I want him on.
there's literally rules on the thing here because there are kids present. Like, hey, no vulgar profanity or graphic sexual topics. There are literally random kids in the audience.
Did you guys hear the one?
You're losing
Did
him.
I hear which one?
Did you guys hear the one about the priest and the kid?
Oh.
One time. That's happened like thousands of times.
The kid went to go see the priest, and the priest raped him.
Ah, no!
Whoa. No, this guy. Get off the stage, skinhead.
By the way,
That's like how I.
look at this tight little ass, huh? I mean, is that a tuchus or what? I can get down with that butthole, boy. Nice and tight and pink. Hey, Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham. He's real fit. He's good for Look at this image. I mean,
So, like, we have actual commentary on actual children. We have jokes involving actual children. We have jokes to actual children. I mean, again, depending on how hard you want to go, you've got, you know, photo shoots with people who are child presenting that do explicit material. You know, they did a whole podcast. Now, maybe she was just posing in front of school buses with her Teddy Fresh stuff, you know, because it's like epic or whatever. You know, maybe it's just a good meme, you know, maybe they did a whole podcast show with Belle Delphine, who's a porn star, famously, people would argue pedo-baited, started when she was 18 and a half. Like, there's just like, there's like such a plethora of commentary that if you sincerely want to call me a pedophile because you don't like me typing what was that? The joke in chat about like, oh, girl, she's not 15. Like, come the fuck on. Are we serious? Like, if any one of these clips were about me, it would be unhinged, right? If there was like a 3-minute clip of me obsessing over some girl's fucking, not, what do you call the lady? There's a term I'm looking for. Where are they at? I don't remember the term. Maybe Ethan will use it. This girl's 17, by the way. I don't even know what the joke is supposed to be here. I don't even know what the joke is supposed to be.
Thanks for joining me on edgy material warning number 3. We've got some edgy material here, and watch your hands, because you're gonna get cut up on this one here, guys. You can scar me, but you can't stop me. Now that is interesting and very deep and poetic. But what's even more interesting is if we just go a couple pixels down. Boom. That's some good camel toe, girl. Yeah, nothing like making a political statement like showing off that camel hoof, girl. Yeah, let me get down with that. I can smell it from here. Shit. Pretty brutal scars. Nothing that a heavy night of fucking won't incur, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway.
Like, what is he, like 30 here with his wife recording him doing this?
Ignoring the camel and that fat, juicy, juvenile wants to that shit, boy. Yeah. Ignoring that, you can scar me, son, but you can't stop me. Yeah. I wonder, it's very powerful, but I wonder if they also, what they wrote on the people who died during the race. You can kill me, but you can't stop her. I wonder if the bodies were still in the street. You can kill me, but you can't stop this girl who was luckily a couple feet away from me, so she didn't die. Whoa, good job to her. By the way, I didn't know if you guys saw, but you can see her, and this makes it a much more powerful image, especially in the Reddit community where this image received over 2,000 upvotes. So this is a very successful, very powerful, very edgy photo of a girl's vagina, accompanied also by some text that was sharpied onto her stomach, and boy.
Like, I don't even know what the joke is supposed to be here. Like, he's literally, like, sniveling snot at how excited he is about this, what did he say, juvenile?
What can you say about a photo like this? She's got a nice, I fuck her face. She got a nice smug face, good to I would ram I would ram that 2-inch so far down her throat, about 2 inches deep. But that's enough to incur a gag reflex in about, I would say, most women. And I hope she can keep that smug smile for me that whole time, you know what I mean? Yeah, girl. Let me that smug little face of yours, boy. Yeah. She got some nice eyebrows, too. Very well groomed and a nice haloing light effect. Now let's scroll down here, guys, and just one more time here, skipping over the text, which isn't as important as the video shot that we've all enjoyed here so much. And in fact, if you can get a little bit closer, you can actually see the contours of a hoof. And this is more of a camel hoof. This is something like a brontosaurus cleft.
Could you imagine if I said anything like this on my stream ever in my entire fucking life?
This is where the leg meets the leg, and if you have a nice tight little shorts like this, you can just bear all. And my guess is that she's not even wearing underwear in this shot. So big up to her for being brave, getting out here and making this very powerful political statement about her proximity to the bomb being less close than all the other ones who died. You can scar her, but you can't stop her, guys. And never forget, Boston bombing, 2013, guys. Never forget, they can scar us, they can scare us. But they sure can't stop us, boy. Yeah. Just
Like, I at least have the excuse of saying, like, oh, I'm just a streamer, and I'm, like, 23, and I say dumb shit on stream or whatever. This was edited and cut and uploaded to YouTube. I don't even know what the joke is. To reiterate, at the end of all of this, Well, now I'm not sure, actually. No, I don't think Ethan is a pedophile. I have no reason to believe Ethan is a pedophile. I've never seen anything credible leak about him that shows that he's a pedophile. But the fact that he's been subject to these types of crazy attacks from snarker people, from anti-fans, from Kiwi farmers, whatever else, for years. Like, I made this clip compilation, again, in 2 hours. I did this whole video last night, okay? Meaning I had to watch all this boring dog stuff. I had to scroll through all these stupid subreddits. Like, I put it together in 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds. In a couple hours. My feeling is if I were to keep searching, I'd probably find hundreds more clips of this. How are you going to say that the 6 clips that you showed of me establish, like, a pattern of predatory behavior when you have like this out here? What the? Not to mention half my shit didn't even apply. Like in the whole JF argument, I'm not making an argument for a lower age of consent. Mia Rose was not a fucking minor. Like none of these, like in the 15-year-old bikini pic, the whole thing is literally don't fuck minors. That was the whole point in talking to my teammates. Like it's just crazy that he thinks he's like established this strong, huge like ground of, okay, now that we know for sure Destiny had this massive problematic history because of this collection of like edgy clips from 13 to 16 years ago. Seriously? When I was like younger than half the girls you're talking about in your fucking clips. What the fuck?
With that important backstory, now let's go to the parts that I got wrong that I'm going to issue a heartfelt apology for. And this goes out a sincere apology to Destiny for absolutely getting this wrong. Now, here's what happened. This conversation here where he says, Teehee, send me the feed pics. This is from a different girl. It's from Instagram. He never spoke to Rose on Instagram, which he points out correctly, as far as we know. So this was with another girl he claims was 26. Okay, fine. I'll take your word for it. And then this one also, he claims was with the same girl. And this is the one that says, she said, my parents are like super, super strict. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't talk to him. And he said, well, it would be so hot to drive you home from a date and make you suck me off in the car. I'd love to send you inside your parents after making you swallow a full load from me. So apologies, you know, that was not to Rose. This was to some other lucky lady. but this one happened.
Okay, to reiterate, the only reason why any of my shit is even being talked about right now isn't because some victim has come forward and claimed something or isn't any of that. It's because some guy leaked a ton of my explicit material online a year ago. These DMs that he's reading right now are from some other retard chick who I think was an Andrew Tate fan, also leaking my DMs. Why the fuck are you reading through leaked explicit material on stream just to like have a goof at me? Like, if some girl had her explicit messages leaked, would you be doing the same thing with your whole feminist crew here? Like, oh, let me, like, read this girl's explicit DMs. Also, this chick was, like, 26 or older when I started talking to her, some British chick. All of these weird things that he grabs onto of, like, oh, my God, like, Destiny mentioned this person's, like, braces, or Destiny mentioned that this person, like, lived with their parents. Not everybody moves out of their parents' home at 18. I'm pretty sure that girl was visiting her parents, so it's not like she was still living there. And it's, like, I literally have Invisalign right now that I just finished. These are not like child things. If you wanted to point to like pedo baiting, you could go back to the photo shoot that you guys did with the one girl, or you could look at people like Belle Delphine that you've done like 2-hour suckfest with when you invite them to your podcast. It's just like, it's humiliating, it's disgusting, it's like weird that you want to like dig through like all this random shit and then like have a goof and a laugh and everything else. I don't know. I don't know how you could possibly claim to have any sort of like moral high ground here when you're literally just reading off like leaked sexual material of mine to have a goof on stream after playing down, you know, like Ryan Beard's video for how horrible of a person I am. So now that he's done all of his poisoning the well, okay, now that he's laid down everything that he needs to, so now he spends time going through this Rose person who supposedly Kiwi Farms has dug up stuff about. I haven't been able to verify the authenticity. Nobody close to me has been able to verify the authenticity insofar as there are things concerned with my court case. The thing that's annoying about him running through all of this stuff now is that, and Ethan knows this, okay? There's 2 huge things. One, I am actively involved in a huge civil litigation case that is directly involving these conversations. For you to take, after doing this whole bit of taking random clips from some other video, to take that and then to use that as a platform to then demand, right, just like you said Keemstar used to do, to demand that I come up and try to explain every single thing that's not even being alleged by any hypothetical victim, but just been dug up and leaked by other people, right, that if it does involve a victim, you're also now blasting all of their to the ends of the earth for who the fuck knows what reason, right? That I'm supposed to come on and try to proactively defend against all of this while I've had the FBI call me, while I've been swatted twice, once with my son here before, while I'm, again, in an active civil litigation suit where every single thing I say about it has the defendant, or not the defendant, the plaintiff, throwing it into court filings at me to waste more of my money and more of my time. I've got like 8 fully briefed motions before a judge right now that we're waiting for adjudication on. Is insane to me. There is no world for all of his like, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 for all of this talk that you would expect me to ever be able to come out and give any type of substantiated response to something that doesn't even involve a person that's actually making a claim. This is just that is being posted and leaked on Kiwi Farms about me. There's not even a person out here. I'm like the only person in the history of the internet who's people trying to cancel based on no person making any claims against me. It's just like an outlandishly insane it's an insane situation to be in. And then I also have to be careful because obviously everybody records every single thing I say and every single thing has been sent to the FBI a million times, which, let me be ultra clear, okay? Let me be clear on a few things, okay? One, I do not have any of the material that these guys think CSAM, whatever the else, on my computer, okay? Number one. Number two, all right? I didn't send any of this. There was no child stuff like that ever sent to Willie Mac, okay? Number two, it's not like he censored anything or anything like that, okay? Number three, if you want to interpret my messages in the worst way possible, and you want to, and that's going to be the basis for some FBI call, listen, I don't give a. If you think that it's illegal and you've called the FBI, I don't even care that Willie Mac did that. Okay, I think that arguably you could even say like, oh sure, like maybe it's a responsible thing to do, whatever. That's totally fine. If you think that I'm paying $95,000 a month to my current law firm to ignore every single thing that they're telling me about everything that's related to this case, you are cooked, and you're more retarded than the write-ups that Pisco was blasting about the 3 litigants that you are that you have lawsuits against, Casey, Tron, Frogan, and everybody else. Okay, absolutely retarded. All right. If you want to do all this, you want to report whatever, fine. I don't care. People call the FBI all the time anyway. If you think you're doing some novel thing, go for it. But the fact that you would then publish a video on it, again, I don't want to dive into the intricacies of all this, but you must understand that by doing that, you are literally undermining every single thing that you're attempting to do. Why the would you publish a video on that? You must understand how beyond stupid that is. If everything that you were alleging was true, how retarded would that be? Why would you do that? Why would you ever do this? This is so stupid. So the idea that there's like any concern or care here for anybody, or that you're trying to do the right thing, it's completely undermined and completely totally obliterated on all of this. It's literally just farming for content, for farming engagement, to try to get me, I guess, swatted again or whatever else. Like, it's so insane to me. Yeah, I can't, listen, maybe once my case is over, if you want, I'll come on and I'll chat about all the intricacies and details. We can dive as far into this as you want, but for somebody who's been involved in so much litigation in the past to try to hamstring me and say, now you have to come on and have these conversations, bro, what the am I going to say? Again, my court filings are public. If you want to go read through the current court case I'm in, all the filings are public. The other side has put every thing I've ever said online. They literally are linking directly to Kiwi Farms in the court filings. You can go read them on the docket. So the idea that you expect me to come out here and say a bunch of shit so that I can pay my lawyers more money to respond to more bullshit motions is bullshit. But I promise you, as soon as my court case is, done, I can be your first interview. If you want me to come on and go through the details and run through all of that, I would absolutely love to do that with you. I don't expect you to take me up on that, but not to mention the fact that, so I'm not going to sit here and listen to him opine on all of on his theories here. He says that I have there's a whole bunch of weird lies that came out of the Willie Mac video. People were saying I have 60 gigabyte folders on my computer. This is not true. It's an obvious misreading of a message that Willie Mac is showing on stream. Ethan lies that he says something about the fact that I reached out to this person because I was trying to find young people on Twitter. That's not true. I typically don't ever reach out to anybody. Almost everybody reaches out to me, so this is not even remotely true. I've never purchased any porn from any of these people, anybody involved in any of this. I typically just don't buy porn from people ever. I think it creates a weird dynamic. So that's completely not true. There's no evidence of this anywhere. It's just random lies that are repeated. I'm not gooning to any of this. Maybe for Ethan, who's used to just, I guess, jerking off to or making jokes about gooning to, whatever material he's got on his computer. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to imagine because I'm not good at crying on command. This entire court case and all of the leaks of my explicit material has actually been incredibly disgusting and invasive to my privacy. It's not actually fun for me to think about it or to masturbate to it or to think about anything related to it. None of it is. It's actually pretty disgusting to me. But yeah, I think he goes over the Willie Mac video and all this bullshit here up to 25:59.
In November, muddy the waters, he hasn't done anything wrong, right? Okay. Then, this is when the mistakes begin. In November of 2024, her boyfriend reaches out to Steven And we have the DM because her boyfriend.
Oh, I'm just random parts of this that he just tells lies about. I like how every single time Ethan brings up the boyfriend here, Ethan is acting like some person is reaching out to me as like a cause of concern. This person was extorting and blackmailing me to appear on my stream while they are leaking like dozens of explicit videos of me. The way that he frames all of this is so fucking insane. I don't even know if he knows the situation or anything that actually happened here. I have no idea. What other parts did I write here? Sometimes there's this weird retroactive game that Ethan likes to play, saying that if somebody is selling like not safe for work content on Twitter, that means that it's a huge red flag and they're more likely to be somebody who's illegitimate. They're not allowed to sell for one reason or another. This is not true at all. I understand maybe you don't have any engagement with this world. Plenty of people sell not safe for work material on Twitter. It's literally like the only large social media platform that still allows you to post not safe for work material. OnlyFans is basically worthless if you don't have a pre-existing audience because there's no way to drive traffic to it. This is why people do sell stuff on Twitter. The idea that you can go back and cherry pick like some collection of facts that makes it so obvious that something is like, there's not even like a way for me to disprove any of it. There's like not even any solid accusations or claims made that I can even dive through given my ongoing case and everything. So if I would have known that Willie was going to be publishing all of my DMs publicly, though, probably would have approached the conversation with more care, knowing that, oh, well, if all my DMs are going to be read publicly, then I'm obviously going to be a lot more precise with how I answer these questions. But what is this?
Posted it. So here's her boyfriend. Her was at age. I picked her up and from the end. He had your weight for 6 months allegedly, and that's why he should have turned it in to the authorities then. So if you want to defend Destiny, do that. But know that this guy knew there was a chance that he had child pornography on his hard drive.
Like, what is even this statement? This person knew there was a chance.
For all this time, he kept it, knowing that, and did nothing with it. Now, if you think that's cool, and
you have no idea what I've done with anything, okay? I've retained multiple law firms related to this case, number one. Number two, I do not possess any of this material on my computer that would be considered CSAM or CP or anything else you want to call it ever. And number three, all of this is just stuff that you are repeating verbatim that you read on Kiwi Farms. And four, there's not even a way that I could prove this. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Like, do you want to come through and go through my entire computer, my entire folder structure? I don't even know what I could possibly even say other than no, and then you going, well, what about this? Well, no. Like, it's such a stupid, like, unwinnable argument. Like, if it was, again, hey, listen, people want to contact authorities, I'm all for that. Again, I even said if Willie Mack wants to call authorities because he thinks it's good use for the FBI time, go for it. That's fine. I just don't know why the you would make public videos about all of this that for a number of reasons, is impossible for me to respond to. If for no other reason, because I'm getting swatted and FBI calling me constantly. And three, because I have an active civil case going that is directly related to some of these conversations, which, and again, it's just such an unbelievably crazy bind to stick me in and then pretend that he's making, some type of strong argument that I'm some kind of online predator based on Ryan Beard's videos with random bullshit.
In the context of everything else, of him continually sexualizing and trying to normalize sexual activity with minors.
Like, at what point has this ever been the case? Has there ever been a clip of me on stream ever saying, I think you should be able to 15-year-olds. I think you should be able to 12-year-olds. I think you should be able to 17-year-olds. Like, that's what we got from the 6 or 7 clips earlier? Really?
He's been doing this over the span of his entire career. If you think that is fine and holding on to potential child pornography is fine, then go ahead and defend Destiny. But just know that is what you're defending. Those are the facts, Jack.
I reported this to the police and recorded my interactions and calls with the detective.
Willie Mack cry on
shared compromising bikini pics of 15-year-old sin. So, listen, the guy's a creep. He's a degenerate. There's no other way.
Like, if you want to think I'm a creep or degenerate, then fine. Then, hey, go for it. But my brother in Christ, okay? We are 2 peas in a degenerate pod. And I think you're lower on the rung there than I am. If that's seriously the thing you want to go. Like, the most embarrassing part for me putting all this video together was I might have actually been out-edged by this guy, okay? I thought I was the edgelord, and this guy is he's out-edgelording me on pedophilia, which was supposed to be my domain, according to this guy.
The way to cut it. If you like Destiny, if you think he's smart and cool and funny and awesome, good. Keep watching him, but know that you are supporting someone who is attracted, 15-year-olds, who shared compromising bikini pics of 15-year-olds sent to him with his
Compromising? These are pictures posted publicly on social media. People at the beach. Again, like, what the? He's acting like I'm getting like nudes from kids, which maybe I don't know. Maybe
he has held on, knowing there's a chance of child pornography for 6 months and never reported it to the
You have
authorities.
no idea what's on my computer. You have no idea what I've reported to authorities. You have no idea about literally any of this. Again, you're just reading down snark threads or Kiwi Farms.
That he sexually assaulted a woman on camera.
What do you want me to do? You want me to go back in time and kill myself? What the?
You want to come at me and say, "Oh, you got all this thing wrong. You're gaslighting. You're lying. All this." Bro, uncontroversial facts.
True. I do agree with that. Okay. And I am glad. I guess that we got to have this back and forth. As fun as this is.
You are up to defend this guy. And like, I guess, I don't know if you're being gaslit or misled, but like watching the video that Abba made with all of this context out here, and he's accusing me of not doing research. Abba, why did you brush over the screenshot of him confessing to knowingly having potential child porn on his hard drive?
That is absolutely not what I quote unquote confessed to. And again, I didn't know that these DMs, obviously I wouldn't be making jokes and putting lol W faces around this if I knew that Willie Mack was going to decide to publish all of our conversations on this, right? It's so insane that a private conversation I'm having with a guy relating to all of this is then published, and it's like, okay, well now you need to line by line defend everything. Jesus, what the f***? This wasn't a public statement. Not to say that like I'm revealing some, explicit whatever detail, but more so that just like obviously if I'm going to know that this is going to be publicly released, I'm going to be phrasing these things a lot more carefully. I'm going to be a lot more precise in my statements here. But he's acting like this was some type of interrogation to be released and that I like failed the interrogation. But again, despite all of that, listen, if you want to call the FBI, you want to report it or whatever, then hey, Willie did it. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I just don't know why you would make public videos on expecting me to be able to publicly respond to prove that I don't have stuff on my computer. I don't even know what that looks like.
Never commented on that. You only commented on things that I got wrong, right? You ignore the whole context. You're sweeping.
Oh, the whole context.
What looks to me to be a consistent, long-term, highly motivated, premeditated child predator. That's what he looks like to me.
Consistent, long-term, highly motivated child predator. Okay. There's only one consistent, long-term child predator that I'm aware of in this circle. I didn't want to bring this up, but
You can see my buttons are open.
Oh my goodness, I was
buttons are
16 years old here.
Wow, look at you guys here.
Dad's 21 and I'm 16.
Dude, if that happened today, bro, you would not.
Oh, I know.
Trouble.
I know.
20.
Now, to be fair, I don't know. Maybe they weren't fucking yet.
1 and 16.
Well, you know what? I was more mature than he was.
Well, I believe that. I actually do
still the
believe
case.
that.
But look at her. I mean, she
San
looks
Francisco.
like she just came off the cover of
Dude, 21 and 16. Were you guys having none
of your business?
What?
Go. Did you guys,
Not
feel
till
the deal?
she was 18.
Yeah.
Not till she was 18.
We were in love.
Almost.
Oh,
Well,
you lie.
That's so crazy. Yeah, you could not do that today. I mean, that would be just like, whoa there, buddy.
So we're in San Francisco. We went up there.
Maybe he thinks his dad is a pedophile too, I guess, and that's why he's justifying calling me a pedophile. Maybe he's willing to take that leap, but I don't know. My closing thing on this is I don't think Ethan is a pedophile. In fact, I'm going to be honest. When I was going through probably like 70% of these videos, I thought they were funny because I appreciate old internet edgy humor. Okay, I didn't think a lot of things were funny. I don't think Ethan is a pedophile. I don't think he's intentionally predatoring. There's a verb there that I'm like, preying on children or trying to normalize children to his audience. Although I will admit that Boston Bobber one, that 17-year-old one, really tested the boundaries there. That was really pushing boundaries on that one. But the annoying thing is, I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't even think he thinks I'm a pedophile. I don't think he can possibly think that. Like, I have had, not to get into the weird whatever territory, but I've hooked up with a lot of people over the past 15 years. To say that there's like a pattern of children or whatever is just absolutely not true. Some of my biggest e-girl dramas have been with women that are basically my age. The Anna Vaush, this girl was like 2 years younger than me. Okay, the idea that there's like some huge pattern established of young women, of me preying on people, is absolute bullshit. And plenty of people have tried to say this over and over again. Every single time it falls apart because there's always the same 3 or 4 stupid clips that come out over and over again. I look forward to making the same type of video, I guess, like 2 or 3 or 4 years from now when somebody else decides to dig it all up again and be like, oh, but what about this story? Like by that point, like my clips on talking about minors will be old enough for me to the clips themselves and for it to not be pedophilia. So I don't know if Ethan feels like he has to disavow me because he wants to lose like the Destiny puppet allegations. There are easier ways for him to do that. If he wants to drop the Destiny puppet allegations, like we could argue about something. He could call me a gusano. He could make fun of my laning in League. There's lots of things that can trigger the fuck out of me. Like, I don't know why he's so weak-willed and so spineless that he gives into his crew immediately, that he gives into his baser instincts immediately, and in a desperate attempt to throw off the Destiny allegations, he decides to just start going in on me on like probably one of the worst topics that he could go in on me for. I don't know why the fuck he would do this. Bro, if there's some secret pedophile ring, the only reason you know I'm there is because you're in the meetings. Like, holy shit. These videos are insane for him to make these types of accusations at me. So come on, bro. I don't know. Now the annoying thing is I know that since I've responded to this, I'm sure he has to do a response about me. I don't know if it's just going to literally be us going back and forth through whoever has the deeper snark threads, whoever has the deeper Kiwi Farms threads, and we're just going to rehash that for the next 2 weeks or 2 months or year or whatever until he gets bored. I don't know how long it takes Ethan to tucker himself out. But yeah, I will say thumbs up to the anti-fan communities though, because I know that the snarkers and the Kiwi farmers love this type of fighting. Congratulations, Ethan. I know they love it. They're loving the back and forth right now. You're giving them the best show possible, the absolute best show they could possibly hope for. And, I guess at least I'm making some money out of it. You're making some money out of it. I guess at the end of the day, we don't give a fuck about anything besides that, right? If that's what this is all about, then good job. But, yeah. Based memes. Okay, I'm done with all this today for now, and then I'm sure AB Starkiller is already working on his next research doc. Does this fit defamation? He knowingly lied and called you a pedo anyway, despite saying some of the things. No, because it's defamation against public figures. It's just, trust me, it's really, really, really hard to pursue those. And it's bro, the litigation that I'm in right now is already insanely tiresome. The idea of taking up more of that is not, it's not anything that I would even if it was the case. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see where we go from here, I guess.